1912, at 2:20 in the morning, the British ocean liner Titanic disappeared into the depths of the North Atlantic Ocean about 400 miles south of Newfoundland, Canada. It took 3,000 men 2 years to build this massive ship. Its huge hull was held together by 3 million rivets, and it could transport 2,200 passengers and crew. But having struck an iceberg, the ship took on water before sinking 12,600 feet to the dark depths, never to be fully salvaged. Why is Titanic still at the bottom of the ocean? We've already mentioned that the ship sank to 12,600 feet. That's a long way down. In fact, it's over 2 miles at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean. It's pitch black and hard to access with extremely high water pressure. The ship also snapped into 2 pieces, which actually lay 1,970 feet apart from one another on the ocean floor. The New York Times ran an article about an expedition run by Dr. Robert D. Ballard to find the wreck. It took 11 dives to locate the debris, but the remains of Titanic were located on July 14, 1986, 74 years after it sank. On completing the mission, Ballard was quoted as saying, "I feel very confident the Titanic will never be raised. It would be impossible to pull it out of the bottom. Extensive rust has left the Titanic very fragile," he said. Its stern section, a shambles of wreckage, is about 2,000 feet astern of the bow half. Why the 2 parts are so widely separated remains a mystery. Following Ballard's discovery, there were a number of other trips, and between July and September 1987, an expedition mounted by I. Fremer and a consortium of American investors made 32 dives to Titanic using the submersible Naudil. Somewhat controversially, they recovered and brought ashore more than 1,800 objects. Then, in 1996, there was an ambitious attempt to raise a section of Titanic itself, a section of the outer hull that originally comprised part of the wall of 2 first-class cabins on C deck extending down to D deck. It weighed 20 tons, measured 15 by 25 feet, and had 4 portholes in it. British newspaper The Independent reported that the high-tech expedition to raise the Titanic used flotation bags filled with diesel fuel, which is lighter than water and could withstand the high pressure found at such depths. Over a 6-day period, the so-called lift bags were attached to the section of the hull with specially constructed cables. But when the bags were jettisoned to begin gently lifting the hull to the surface, only 4 of the 6 successfully launched. To salvage the mission, a submersible equipped with mechanical arms, which was owned by the French government, was brought in to save the day. Former astronaut Edwin Buzz Aldrin even joined the crew to add additional expertise. The crew succeeded, and the huge section of the ship was lifted more than 2 miles from the seabed by the flotation balloons. Onlookers paid as much as $6,000 to view the expedition from 2 ships nearby. So the Titanic has not been fully recovered, but then a big section has been, which in itself is quite an achievement. Is there still a chance to go back and recover more of the shipwreck? Maybe not. Earlier this year, the BBC reported that the hull might eventually disappear altogether, as scientists have said that a species of bacteria is slowly eating away its iron construction.